Hey guys, it's Taylor Swift on the Real News Talk channel. I believe that Becky Lynch is leaving WWE and joining AEW for a fresh start. It's for the best and for her family. Retronic Ice Cat, you know what the fuck to do.
That's right, you know what the fuck to do. So this is the Retro Kid, Retronic Ice Cat on the Real News Talk channel. Yeah, again. And this video is going to be about Becky Lynch potentially joining AEW after her WWE contract expires on June 1st, which is this weekend. Do I believe that she is leaving the WWE at this point in time? Yes, because she may have planned this from time, because she wants to spend time with her daughter, her husband, and the rest of her family, and plus recuperate as well, because she's been on the road quite a lot and she's been away from her family as well. So it would make sense for her to sign with AEW because they have a lighter schedule. Say what you want about AEW, but for some people, it works out better for them because they can do other things as well besides wrestling every single week and being on the road. You know what I mean? And it's a lot healthier for them as well, mentally, physically, spiritually, especially if you have a child as well. So you want to balance things in life. So I understand if Becky Lynch decides not to re-sign with the WWE despite WWE giving her a huge offer, but she might not be satisfied with the offer, whatever offer that they give her. She might not be satisfied with that. So, it all makes sense for her to join AEW at this point, especially in her, in her career, because she's 37 years old and she's approaching 40. So now's the time for her to jump ship because she's been with the company for over a decade now and she has nothing left to prove. She has nothing left to gain from the WWE, because if she stays in the WWE, it's going to be the same old cycle over and over again. And she's feuded with a lot of people, former 4 horsewomen, 7-time women's champion, and 7 means completion for those of you that don't know. So, ironically, she ends her WWE women's title number of times that she's won it, 7 times. So her mission in the WWE has pretty much been completed at this point. So she's going to join AEW, hopefully, as Rebecca Quinn. So this is the end of the road for Becky Lynch, the character, and the beginning for Rebecca Quinn. So it'd be good to see what she can bring to the table in AEW. Mercedes Moné recently won the TBS Women's Belt at Double or Nothing, and in my opinion, the Double or Nothing pay-per-view was actually great. It was actually a decent pay-per-view. I know there's going to be a lot of biased people out there. It's whatever show that AEW puts out there is shit, blah blah blah, because they're biased. They're always going to hate on AEW, no matter what AEW puts out there, whether it's good or bad. They're always going to say something negative. That's just like a hater that hates on everything that a person does, whether it's good or bad. So automatically they've made up their mind saying that, whatever this person does or whatever this company does, rare, is bullshit. So you can't please everyone. But in my opinion, my personal opinion, the Double or Nothing pay-per-view was actually a decent pay-per-view. It was great for a change. Even though AEW's been lacking lately, but they've done really well. I believe that the pay-per-view was actually better than the King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view. So, yeah. I believe that Mercedes Moné may turn heel. I could see her being a heel in AEW. She might bring back that bitchy character. Which suits her persona anyway. And she'll be a very good heel. Because she doesn't really do well as a face. She's okay as a face, but her as a heel is something else. Because it actually brings out the real Mercedes Moné. Because she's got that rough, rugged character in her. So it'll be very interesting to see a heel Mercedes Moné, which is bound to happen. She even called out Saraya as well. So those two are going to have a match because those two have some unfinished business. Don't forget, Mercedes Moné is the reason why Saraya had to retire temporarily from wrestling, because she accidentally broke her neck by kicking her in the back, which caused a lot of complications on her neck. So she had to miss 5 years of wrestling. But it's good that she's back in wrestling and she's doing her thing in AEW. So at least she doesn't have to wrestle every week. She can wrestle every now and again, or whenever she is capable of wrestling, because she has to take it easy because of her neck. So at least AEW gives wrestlers time to recuperate. Unlike WWE, they want you back at a specific time. They don't give you time to rest. You don't get that privilege in WWE, unfortunately. Unless you're like a Brock Lesnar or CM Punk. You ain't getting that privilege. You're on the road, whether you're hurt or not. But with AEW, it's a little bit healthier for the wrestlers. That's why some of the ex-WWE wrestlers are a little bit more relaxed now than they were before when they was with the WWE. So it's an individual thing, you know what I mean? Everybody's different. So everybody has their reasons as to why they want to join another promotion. It's not for the fans. It's for their own personal well-being. So, yeah, sometimes you just got to listen to your body, listen to your spirit. Because at the end of the day, when you're on the deathbed or in a wheelchair, those fans ain't going to be there. Those fans ain't going to pay for your medical bills and that. You're on your own. So they can say, oh, we want this person, we want that person, we want you back in the WWE and that. But at the end of the day, your health is your wealth. You have to listen to yourself, not the fans, because the fans don't really give a shit. They're just there to see you entertain them. And if you're injured, all they can do is just give you their 10 cents of support. So, yeah. Becky Lynch, in my opinion, she's on her way up, because if she was to resign with the WWE, she would have done it already. And she has less than a week left, so she's on her way up. You know, she's already made up her mind. She's done made up her mind long time. She planned this, and yeah, she's gonna open up a new chapter. But yeah, let me read the article anyway. Becky Lynch has been a cornerstone of the industry for years. Her tenure as Women's World Champion came to a close in a match against Liv Morgan at WWE King and Queen of the Ring. This week on Raw, she sought redemption in a rematch against Morgan, but suffered another defeat. With her future in question, the possibility of her joining AEW has been revealed. Becky Lynch's contract with WWE is set to expire this week, potentially making her latest appearance on Raw her last before signing a new deal with the company. While Lynch has yet to resign, her departure would be a big shocker. It would be. It'd be a very big shock, ever since Kurt Angle left the WWE back in 2006. But that's a different story. Lynch failed to win back the Women's World Championship on the May 27 edition of Raw, and fans wondered if this was the end of her run. Well, for those of you that didn't see, when Raw went off the air, Becky Lynch was just sitting in the ring and sobering and that, and then she got up and the fans were chanting, "Thank you, Becky. Thank you, Becky," because they know that she's on her way out. And she bowed out of the ring, and then she went to ringside and started signing autographs and taking pictures. So that's an indication that she's gone. She's totally gone. She said her goodbyes there and then. But they didn't air it on Raw. Fans wonder if there's a chance she could go to AEW. There's a huge chance that she'll go to AEW. A big one. But it's going to be a surprise. According to PW Torch, Becky Lynch has been telling people that she will not go to AEW imminently. That's a lie. She's just keeping that as a surprise. People say one thing and then do the opposite. So don't always believe what people say. Hell, even Becky Lynch, she doesn't even believe what she says. You know? Some people just want to keep things as a surprise. They don't want to speak too much. So they would just say that, oh, I'm not going to go to this company. I'm not going to go to that company. Just to throw people off, to make them think that, oh, you know, she's just a bona fide WWE woman. But at the end of the day, people's minds change all the time. So you can't always take what people say 100% seriously. You know, just take it with a grain of salt. Instead, multiple insiders suggest that Lynch is planning to take a hiatus. Yeah, she'll take a hiatus for a little bit, maybe for a couple of months or so. Then she will sign with another promotion and continue doing what she's doing, because she needs to put food on the table as well. Even though Seth Rollins has signed a multi-year deal with the WWE and he'll be back in the WWE once he's cleared to wrestle again. And I reckon that might be Seth Rollins' final run in the WWE. And then if Rebecca Quinn decides to join AEW, then Seth himself may reunite with her in AEW on TV. But I could see that happening probably around 2026. You know, it's not going to be for a good while. You know, the reasons behind this hiatus remain unclear. It could be to recharge and spend time away from the demanding schedule. Yep, indeed. Or it could stem from dissatisfaction with her contract offer from the WWE. Yes, that's another possibility as well, because not every offer will be satisfying to the individual, you know what I mean? A colleague of Lynch's mentioned to PW Torch that while she plans to return to WWE eventually, she currently needs a break. She's not going to return to the WWE if she doesn't re-sign with them. You know? The only time that you will see her in the WWE, the WWE again, is when she joins the Hall of Fame. Maybe that's the next time you will see her in the WWE. But it's not going to be anytime soon. If she signs with AEW, that is. With her husband, Seth Rollins, being a full-time wrestler in WWE, there's a confidence that they can negotiate a deal upon her return. If that was the case, it would have happened already, you know? However, for now, it seems Becky's body and mind could benefit from some time off. Yep. And from another company with a lighter schedule as well, may I add. Becky Lynch also sent cryptic message following Monday Night Raw. Only time will tell whether Lynch will end up taking a long break from WWE and end up signing a lucrative contract with them eventually. What do you think the future holds for Becky Lynch? Sound off in the comment section below. I think, personally, first of all, she's going to take some time off to spend some time with her family, and then she'll sign with AEW and be back on the road. You know, clean slate, new environment, new opponents, and she could potentially either rejoin Sasha Banks as half of the 4 horsewomen, or have another classic feud with her, just like they did in NXT back in the day, you know what I mean? So it will be a nostalgic match between Becky Lynch and, Rebecca Quinn and Mercedes Moné. So, yeah. And I heard recently Bayley was spotted with Sasha Banks, aka Mercedes Moné, after winning the TBS Women's Championship. I personally believe that Bayley could potentially join AEW once her contract expires, because she only signed a yearly contract late last year. So her contract may expire by the end of 2024, early 2025. So we could see her joining AEW, because this could be her final title run in the WWE for Bayley. You know what I mean? That's what I personally believe, because obviously she wants to be with her best friend, Mercedes, and plus she'll have a lot of fresh opponents too. So it'll be good to see Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch all in the same company, but a different promotion. You know? Minus Charlotte, obviously. You know? I don't see Charlotte going there because her husband has rejoined the WWE. So it'll just be them three. You know what I mean? It makes sense because there's a lot of new female stars on the come up, like Tiffany Stratton, Lara Valkyria, because I believe that Lara Valkyria is going to take Becky Lynch's spot and become the next big thing. And she's a future Raw Women's Champion as well. So her next feud will be against Liv Morgan. You know, because remember when Liv Morgan slapped her in the face backstage on Raw last week? So that feud is on the table. That's going to happen. So she's going to step up for Becky Lynch and take her spot, you know? And yeah. Plus Roxy, she'll be on the main roster once she loses her NXT Women's title at some point, either later this year or early next year. So there's a lot of new female stars on the rise. Gianna James, Blair Davenport. So those women are going to take over. You know? Once the current ones, like Bayley, Becky Lynch, after they go, they're going to step up. You know? The next generation will take over. But yeah, that's all I have to say. What do you think? Do you think that Rebecca Quinn could sign with AEW and be in fresh feuds with other female AEW wrestlers? Or will she resign with the WWE at the last minute? What's your take on it? My opinion is that this is it for her. This is the end of the road for Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch has retired. Rebecca Quinn, not so much. She's only getting started. Let's see what she could do in AEW if she decides to sign with them. And let's see if she can catch her, either the TBS or the AEW Women's Championship belt. You know? Hell, her and Britt Baker could be another interesting feud as well. Once Britt Baker returns. You know? I would love to see those two feud with each other. Who knows? But I reckon Rebecca Quinn's going to feud with a heel Mercedes Moné. When will she make her debut if that were to happen? Could either happen at All In London, England. Or it can happen at All Out in September. Those are the two potential pay-per-views that she could make her debut in. But it's going to be a massive surprise. No one's going to know. No one's going to see it coming. You know? It's going to throw everybody off guard. Because Becky Lynch has done it all in the WWE. She has nothing to prove anymore. And I think at this point in her career, it'll be time for her to move on to the next chapter. You know? And it will benefit her in the long run. That's what I believe. So, yeah. That's all I gotta say. This is the Retro Kid, Retronic Ice Cat on the Real News Talk channel. Until my next video, say no more. Peace.